Well, welcome back. And as you all know, it's election day and many are experiencing voter anxiety. Well, joining us with tips on coping with election stress and anxiety before and after the polls is friend of the show and behavior therapist and co-host of the Anxiety Society podcast, Callie Werner. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, first of all, I love your podcast. Congrats on the podcast. And I was thinking about this because a lot of people do have anxiety. I had a little anxiety heading to the polls, and I kind of had to take a deep breath before I cast my ballot.
Right.
And I thought this is a really good time to talk about this. So thank you. So first off, how can we deal with this anxiety?
Yeah, well, I will plug, we do have an episode on the podcast, 2024 Anxiety, Political Anxiety. So that one came out October 1st, and it's a great listen where we'll talk more in depth about the tips that I'll share today. But yeah, I think in today's society, we just feel like I have to have certainty about everything. And at a time like this, there's no way you can get that certainty, right? And so a big part of dealing with this voters election is just being able to manage the uncertainty of it and just know that, okay, I've got to face certain things in my day that are values driven. If I sit here and I worry about the outcomes of the poll, we're trying to gain this level of control that we don't really have.
Right. It's hard not to have control.
Right, it is. And we do these things like these behaviors, like checking our phone excessively to make sure that nothing's changed, or trying to find the latest news about what a political candidate said, and all that just further exacerbates the anxiety.
Now, what do you do if you and your spouse don't agree on something?
Oof. Well, I think even if it's your spouse or your friend or someone that you're close to.
Or a neighbor, you see a sign in their yard and you drive by it every day and you're like, oh.
Next door neighbors that have completely different, I love looking at that. But
I know.
I think recognizing that at the end of the day, you probably have a similar value, and that's that you want what's best for the country. And your ways of getting there might be different. And so one, it's okay to set some boundaries around what you talk about and what you don't, because if you're just butting your heads, that's not really going to get anywhere. And then the other thing is, nobody's political views ever changed with reprimand, right? I think we assume that if I just push hard enough or I reprimand enough, then they'll understand where I'm coming from. But really, in reality, that only pushes people further away.
I like that. I really like that. Then I have a little one.
Yeah.
So I've been getting anxiety because I worry so much about her future.
Yeah.
So what do you do as a parent when you're having this anxiety? Because the future, you're like, so much stress is on your shoulders and you're like, wait, what if I make the wrong decision?
Right. Well, anxiety only lives in the past and the future. It doesn't live in the present. And we often try to solve these problems for the future when we don't have the coping skills to begin with, because you pick those up along the way. And so what we need to do is just take these things one day at a time. What can I control today for today's outcome? And then by the time your little one is in school doing things, you'll have problems to solve at that point. But right now, there's only so much you can do to handle that. And if you're trying to control the future, again, all you're doing is grasping at straws, not making as much of a difference, and it's leading to further anxiety.
Okay, now speaking of little ones, how do we talk to them about the election? Because maybe mommy and daddy are going to be upset about the results, or maybe they go to school and they're getting a different vibe. So how do we have these conversations?
Yeah, one, I think when I've read the book, The Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown, a really great stat that she talks about is when you have more words to describe emotions, you're able to regulate them better. So, for example, if a kid just has the emotion, I'm mad all the time, they're not able to really process what's going on with mom and dad if they do get a little heated in a conversation. So giving them a wider range of emotions to express can help them regulate. But then two, I think kind of going back to what we would do as adults is, are we trying to understand the other person's view? Or are we just putting up an immediate wall and getting heightened, and no good relationships come out of that?
No, should we have these conversations in front of our kids, or should we save them and have them in private?
I think it would be better to have them in private. That being said, they're going to hear some of it somewhere, right? So we can't completely shield them. That would be almost fragilizing, being so careful about what we say around our kids. But there are definitely conversations that they're not going to encounter in a school setting, hopefully, or at home, and to try to keep those conversations private. But some conversation about it at home would help them prepare for the conversations they're going to get at school.
Also, before we know it's going to be Thanksgiving, and you're going to have that aunt that's going to be like, or uncle that's just going to be mad at the world. So what do we do in these settings?
Well, I think we can internally say, okay, I know that this individual, prepare, right? Like, I know this individual is going to throw these jabs, and I'm going to either one, again, set a boundary. I always try to remind people, because their question they ask when I say set a boundary is, well, how do I do that comfortably? And if you're actually setting a boundary, you're not doing it comfortably, right? There's no such thing as setting a comfortable boundary. So you might say, Grandma or Auntie, we are not having that conversation at the table right now, but I love you, and I'm really excited that we're here together.
Boundaries, I think, is a great thing, especially when you have children too, or just for yourself.
Yeah.
I love this. I have to say, I love your podcast on so many different levels. The mom guilt one, that resonated with me. Tell everybody where we can go and take a listen to the one, especially for the election happening today.
So the podcast is on every podcast platform that there is. So Spotify, iTunes, every platform. You can also go to anxietysocietypodcast.com or anxietysociety.com. And the political election one was released on October 1st, and we only have 18 episodes. So if you scroll, you'll find them all, and you might as well just give them all a listen.
And I have to tell you guys, you definitely feel seen and heard when you listen to these. I really would love to have you back on, because I love having these open conversations. So thank you for being a safe space to have these.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. We all live in a world of anxiety right now, and we're all doing things that further exacerbate it, and there's tools and strategies that we can use to be free from it.
Well, thank you for giving us those tools, and happy Election Day.
Happy Election Day.
You eased my mind for sure. You know what else always helps?
What?
Puppies.
Puppies.
Puppies? Who doesn't want a puppy? So if you need a little Election Day stress relief today, well, if you head to West Pearland Library, that's where the Houston Humane Society is bringing puppies at the polls from noon to 2 p.m. Enjoy free puppy cuddles as you cast your vote. Plus, if you're a pet owner, keep that I voted sticker for a free rabies vaccine. I told you, you got to keep that sticker, you all, at the Humane Society's Wellness Clinic all month long. Stick around. We have more Houston Happens to come.